with Mark Golding. Yes, I want to encourage you guys to help me with the live goal. You know, the donation helps to keep the lights on. Althea Taylor, how are you, my darling? So good to see you. Althea, check out the membership and stuff here. Yeah, man, so the fix. What's up, Sassy81? Sassy81, how you like your membership badge? You see that official? The membership badges, they go to a different level every single month. Leroy, how you doing? Leroy in the building, bless up. We have Nadine, all the people on TikTok, respect. So like I said, the People's National Party is trending, ladies and gentlemen. Mark, Patsy, how you doing? You like it? I'm so happy that you do. I am so happy that you do. Like I said, like after, 2 months, 6 months, you're going to see a different badge on it. So yeah. And of course, there's membership only videos that are already out there. There's a lot of them. You can explore. And of course, I want you to explore the emojis as well. Look at the emojis. I personally like the emojis. I'm going to be doing more emojis as the opportunity. The more people become members of the platform on YouTube, I can do more emojis. Sonia, what's up, Sonia? Well, go on, Miss Graham. Let me just share this out and then we get into it. I am live right now. Yes. I am live. And please, guys, please, when you're on YouTube, I want you to... Yeah, man, Mark Golding was on an interview with The Fix, and I'm going to be going over the interview. I'm going to be going over the interview. That's what I'm going to be doing. You know, it goes with the theme that the PMP is trending. I'm not going to really fix Andrew business in another interview. Yeah, I'm telling you. You guys are going to love it. I encourage you guys to go and check out The Fix. I am a subscriber of The Fix. So that's how I got the notification. You know what I mean? So big up The Fix. But we are going to go over it. One more thing and then we can already know if we start. Share it in my WhatsApp group. Let them know so I am here. I want to thank the newcomers. I have a lot of new subscribers from the other day. Welcome to the platform. Alright, so let me go to this now. Let's listen to this interview with
Bad mind him no, but when him keep up arms house, I point it out. Never come and say, well, you know what, if I win, I'm going to get that. I'm going to take my salary after all. No, never mention that. Come in a debate with me, never disclose it. Bam! As I win the election, so next thing we hear, the Prime Minister is going to take a big salary after all. So I'm saying that con business that. Should I tell the people, say, intended to do that? So that is why I'm coming with him bad mind. But it's not bad mind. It's pointing.
Why everybody keeps saying him come with a bad mind act? The man come with an anti-bad mind act. It's very significant. You understand? It's very significant. But that you're not really safe, brother. Look at the bar and look at the surface area of the bar. The TV is in the perfect place. So everybody can see it. The only person who can't see it is one of them sit down right there. So. Oh yeah. Well, no, my owner have to go put one thing right there. So they tell him already, but him say him soon deal with it or whatever I work on. He need one thing with us go across and drop down like so. So you see when the sun come through, block it off so people can sit down comfortably in the daytime and now burn up. Anyway, people, sorry about that. Let me go back to what I talk about. They get distracted. Yes, so the act where Andrew coming in the parliament with is an anti-bad mind act. Meaning, say, if you have on that act, you're not bad mind. So Mark Golding is not bad mind. So it's the perfect act for Mark Golding. What is Mark Golding going to bad mind anybody for? Honestly, respectfully. Seriously. The man born in a wealth, him born in a family where serve, and actually have legacy of serving the Jamaican people. His mother and father was servers to the people. They took their time out and helped people who were most vulnerable. So who am I got bad mind? And him continue the legacy of supporting those people. People who have what you call, disabled, people who have disabilities, Where am I got bad mind in the body for? The man married to a beautiful maroon African woman. Him have beautiful children, beautiful grandchildren. The man have legacy, the man have history. He's a man of integrity, you know, mix up in a bangarang. Him not have no side chick. Him not have none of them something there if you can disgrace him woman and disgrace him family and put on his name. So who in bad mind? It cannot be Andrew Jones. It has to be somebody else. And Andrew Jones don't fit the bill. Because if him name call up with concubine and all type of something. Even the people in the party are run joke about who is the concubine and who is not the concubine. Antonio, big up. They make it look like say a something where give up props. You understand? I mean, understand because Beanie Man sing old dog like we have to have them in the 2s and 3s. Say, yeah, one dog. Yeah, one dog. Your endorse dog is him. Your endorse being a dog. And you have, excuse my language, you have bitches. In it. What is that for you to be bad mind about? The man in our structured relationship, he love her in life for years. The man is living the life where most of us men should be looking for a loyal woman. When I give him no bun, when I look for no other man because she madly in love with him. Where Mark going for bad mind nobody for? It don't make no sense, bro. That's why them come with the anti-bad mind act. Because him not bad mind. Anti means not. Bad mind mean bad mind. Antichrist, Antichrist. Them not no sense. Them dons them come in a parliament with gimmicks and embarrass themselves. Me tell you already on my TikTok. Embarrassing. They need some milk. Let's continue. Now that we got that straight. Moving on.
This was a very dishonest thing for a prime minister to withhold that information
Right,
from the
so
people, which is something he knows would have been a very relevant consideration in their minds because he knows how strongly people felt about it, which is why he didn't disclose it. People come out to fix what are here with Ari, Javi. We have the ops in the building. It's not our ops. Before we get to that, we have some sponsors. KFC. Alright, they have the new saucy wings, hot and spicy wings tossed in sweet red chili or citrus sugar. The leader of the opposition, that is. Our friend, Mark Golding is here.
one more to you. Veronica, what's up, baby?
That's almost here. Guilty. Yeah. Nice to be here again. Thanks for joining us again.
Hey, we're not here loud, no. You clean, no? Yeah, all right, good.
How are you? I'm good, thank you. How are you coming off
What's up? Why you looking at me like that?
your presentation?
Why you looking at me like that? No, man. Me say something was rubbing wrong with you a while ago.
So,
What me say?
it was a kind of stressful time before because you have to put a lot of thought into it, a lot of research.
It's clearly I said
So
something
it's a
that
bit
rubbing wrong
stressful
with you.
for all of us, I think.
You just don't want to tell me.
Yeah. So, but it was good to be over. I'm like, what was it? The research? Well,
Because I have something for my life. I probably don't want to talk about
I
it.
would say I was working on
Gail, how you doing?
3-4 weeks maybe, off and on. And then you get people sending you ideas. So, you know, and often they send them very late in the day. Like they think, oh, you can just add this in at the last minute.
All I want to was send Andrew Honest. All I want to was send Mark Golden ideas for the budget late. Don't do it again. Like when you expect him can just put it in.
Like in the opposition leaders budget presentation and what I did not like. I'm Dion Jackson,
Dion Jackson, on your time now.
You know, cool hip culture, etc. So he was your presentation.
Hey Sassy D, what's up, my darling? How are you? What's going on, baby?
Yeah, well, you know,
Undefeated rush.
so I was happy about that.
Hold on there. Unique Renai place, what go on? One and only integrity boss, Honorable Mark Bowling. Bowler is the only man as leader must wear as title of honorable. No, listen to me. Them not really, words not really mean nothing to some of them people in the general. Yeah, man, words not really mean nothing to some of them.
Kind of stressful time before because I put a lot of thought into it, a lot of research, and you know, it's a bit stressful for all of us, I think, into the PM himself. Yeah. So,
Hi,
it's
Angie.
good to be over. I'm like, what goes into the research process? Well, and how long?
What you say? I'm good, so behave. What me do? No, Sassy, what me do? What you mean we must behave? What did I do, sweetie?
Months. Well, I would say I was working on that.
Lord have mercy. Watch Eleanor face. Eleanor and Sassy coming like you
And
see
then
him.
you get people sending you ideas. So, you know, and often they send them very late in the day. Like they think, oh, you can just add this in at the last minute. You know, I was like, yeah. But the research, for me, I try to really understand the budget. You know, and even though I'm not a finance spokesperson anymore, I once was, I do try and
Thank you,
understand from a technical point
undefeated.
of view. There's a document called the fiscal policy paper, which is one of the documents tabled with the budget, which is very useful and has a lot of information in it. And then, so I go through that quite carefully. And in fact, there is a convention that I can write to the financial secretary at the Ministry of Finance, who's the head of that ministry from a civil service perspective, and ask any questions arising from any of the budget papers. So I always do that. And copy the minister out of courtesy, you know, so she knows what I'm asking. And, you know, that helps to fill in any gaps. Sometimes you identify things that are wrong and they correct them and so on. Yeah, so there's a lot of research, broader research too, you know, if you're going to, for example, say something critical, you want to make sure that you've recorded it correctly, what was said and what, you know, and so you just try and make sure you don't have any errors in your budget document.
Yeah, is there any specific point you wanted to drive home by even going into the research and say, all right, this is something that I'm definitely going to hone in on?
Right. Well, because this budget involved the imposition of taxes, which the government has for a long time been, you know, proudly saying they are not doing that. So it represented a departure from their recent practice. And it's happening at a time when the economy was hit by Melissa. So, you know, we've experienced 2 consecutive years of negative growth in Jamaica, Beryl-induced and Melissa-induced. So from a kind of distance looking at that, it's a bit controversial because you'd say, why, when the economy is under pressure and it's contracting, would you be putting taxes on? Because that's kind of what you call pro-cyclical. In other words, it reinforces the trend rather than tries to reverse the trend. So that was a theme that we thought.
So, honestly, why the opposition was so opposed to new taxes? Because the economy is contracting. Putting on new taxes is only going to encourage it to continue to contract. You have to do something different. So you need to grow the economy, one, and not collect new taxes. And if you're not able to grow the economy, well, you need to collect existing taxes that was already owed to you. That's why the People's National Party had the plan of more efficient tax collection through the electronic system. Let's continue.
We should focus on, and my colleague Julian Robinson spent quite a lot of time with his team looking at how we could provide an option for an alternative approach. And for me, it was more looking at the medium term and saying, okay, we've been hammered by Melissa. The productive capacity of the country, especially in Western Jamaica, has been badly hit. People have been really badly affected, farmers, householders, institutions generally, and businesses. So, you know, what should the government be doing to try and get us back from that? And so I kind of used the line from our side.
Jamaica, anytime I see me do this, it means I want to hit the like button here. TikTok, I don't know, so I have to double tap the screen. I don't know why this lady over here is laughing at that. That's crazy. Yo, something wrong with you, man. Something is wrong with you, man. Nick, sweet one, big up yourself. What's up, my darling? How are you doing today?
Build Back Better than before, so I use the Build Back Better theme. And sort of said, you know, well, what does building back better involve? And, you know, this is a problem. What's been done about that? Typically, not much. So I would then say, well, this is what we would do. So I was looking at a kind of medium-term set of prescriptions or ideas, proposals, drawn from our manifesto to show that that wasn't just a document for the election, but was something that we think is valid and worthy and worth pursuing. And I kind of restated some of those ideas, you know, in the speech as well.
So what would building back better mean for the average Jamaican family?
Well, first of all, I would say for those who have had their home badly damaged or destroyed, it means building back a resilient home for them, or ensuring that they have the wherewithal to do so. That's one. Ensuring that the farmers of the country are able to produce food and we're able to become more self-sufficient, I think, at a time when the geopolitics of the world is so unstable, supply chains are under stress again, and it keeps happening, because you remember a few years ago it was the Ukraine-Russia war that was impacting prices and grain prices. I refer to like that now. We have an even worse situation on our hands, so you know, now is a time when, you know, we really ought to be. Those things which are really critical to our own security as a country, we need to try and ensure that we have a handle on that. So agriculture is another area I think we have to build back better than before.
Thank you.
Make our farmers more resilient, more efficient, more modern, and so on. The school system and the training system of the country. Again, we're in a situation where our economy, despite all the good work that's been done over many years now to get the public debt under control, we're still not seeing that translate into a strong economy, powerful, growing economy. So our economy is sputtering along at very low levels of growth. And part of that is because we're not very productive. We have to improve productivity, and then part of that is better energy prices and a better energy system in the country, but also ensuring that our people are prepared for the world of work and are able to do tasks, add value in an efficient way, so that Jamaica can move up the value chain. So that means really investing in training, for example, in the training systems of the country. And I put forward some proposals as to how we would incentivize companies to invest more in training, using, you know, basically saying that some of the resources that Heart has should be used in the private sector in training, so that a firm, a company that wants to upskill its workforce can invest in doing so, and we'll get what we said of $1 for dollar matching. So for every dollar they invest in that, the government will match.
Yo, what do you think about the idea there? The incentivization of the private companies then to train people and keep training them so they can go at a higher level every time. What do you guys think about that incentivization? So they would have basically get tax exemption for doing that, because they would have put in them own resources to make sure so them train the people them so they can get a higher level each time. Go at a higher level each time so they can get paid more and increase their livelihood. What do you think about that? I think that's a brilliant idea. You know? Practical and brilliant.
Really have to get out of this low growth
Claudia!
economy and move to, because look, Jamaica's so blessed. Yes. Right? We're such an impressive set of people. Look at you guys. And yet, if you check the ratio, our GDP per capita sound like what the Eiffel would say, but essentially what that means is how much our country produces per person. It's only 7,000 US a year compared to Barbados, which is 20,000, Trinidad 20, Bahamas even more so. So what that means is that we're much less.
Jamaica, Barbados is a smaller country, but yet still, on average, the youth them, where they there and work, at 20,000 US a year, them earn. Jamaica, we earn 7,000. That is terrible. That is terrible. For Barbados smaller than we, and I earn 20,000 US dollars a year per average, and we only earn 7. That means them are lap with 3 times or 2 times. And Jamaica is supposed to be the what? Jamaica is supposed to be like the brand name of the Caribbean. Something is fundamentally wrong. Somebody is not using our potential and putting the youth them in our place for them maximize them potential. Jamaica have everything, like everything what we need. You see me I deal with real talk. May I tell you, it's sad. We're underperforming.
It's well off than we should be. And then we have all this talent here. So something is not right in the way we've organized our affairs. And so to me, building back better is around tackling those issues so we can get behind and get ahead of that and put that behind us and move forward in a stronger way.
I mean, I was listening to you and I was saying that, you know, you mentioned that the government didn't impose the taxes for so long. And you mentioned that, you know,
Nita, Jamaica, you're right. But when the ruling class is doing what they're doing, the people that we vote for as the masses of the people is supposed to put us in a better position and create those opportunities for us to maximize growth. Those are the people that you voted for. That is their responsibility. You feel what I say? So if them not do that, if you look on them side, you're like, yo, so what go on here, so? And it's been how much years now? Zine, and you don't really see no change in that regard. So, you know, Alisa, how you doing, my darling? Something is fundamentally wrong.
the remarks of Melissa, the recovery to impose tax, it kind of seemed out of left field. So is it the opposition's policy? Well, would not have implemented any tax, and like how could we have mitigated that? Yeah.
So I understand that the government is in a bind.
Listen to this.
Because the economy has taken this hit. Their revenue collections are less than they had anticipated.
Right.
And so they have to find resources to make.
That's right.
So I understand that. But there are different ways in which you can tackle that problem. And we saw, it's not just an accounting exercise where.
No, Jamaica. You know what Favor Williams said in our ending of our budget debate speech? Basically, there's no other way. That is a lie from the pits of hell. She basically told us that the way how they are doing it is the only option to gain the amount of money where they need to supplement the budget. Based off of the losses from Hurricane Melissa. It is a lie. It is a bold-faced lie. They are just not either creative enough or they don't care. They have been given prime ideas to fix that, but they just want to throw cold water on it and not prioritize it, talking about it's going to take 3 years. Rubbish.
You say, well, you have a deficit of X,
Rubbish.
find new revenue of X, and the easiest way of doing that is just to put some taxes on the people. No, there are other things that we think could be done to fill that gap, and Julian focused on that. And what he came up with was essentially increasing the efficiency of the tax system by introducing real-time invoicing, where the tax collectorate is aware of all transactions going on in the economy on a timely basis, so that they know where firms are underreporting, and so they can be more effective at collecting. This is something which has been done. Many other countries have done this, and to great effect. It has increased the revenues substantially without any new taxes, and it's better for the economy because people who play by the rules are no longer at a disadvantage versus others who are collecting revenue but not paying it over to the government.
So wait, so you're saying it's focused on businesses?
Somebody on TikTok said them soon use Julian ideas and said them say it. Listen to me. No matter what they do, them can't say them say it. But Diana, I wouldn't mind if them use them ideas them. I wouldn't mind if them fast track the ideas of the People's National Party. I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't be upset with them,
Why?
because we're in a desperate situation right now. The country project and I go into the direction of where we was in 2012 when them come out of power. We are going right back there. So all of the work that was done on the fiscal prudence, I'm telling you, if you follow them, we're going right back there. The high borrowing of money and all them something. Yeah.
GCT, right?
Well, no, GCT is a very important platform. Because when how GCT works is when a company buys something, it pays GCT on it, and when it sells, it charges GCT on it sells, and the difference is the value added. So it's and that goes to the government between the output and the input tax. So the thing is that if you're not reporting that accurately, then there can be significant leakage of revenue, and that is what real-time invoicing is designed to achieve.
So we know say enough of the company them where they in Jamaica, them now file the right amount of taxes with them actually based off of what them earn. And that is a given because them catch a bunch of companies who are car rental companies coming out the newspaper. Even Julian Robinson did reference it. May I come back to this? Let me see how I timestamp on this. May I come back to this? Let me play this from Julian Robinson. Because him they reference it in a budget speech the other day. Right, to the company them. Are you this them play over back here, sir? No. Hold on there. Because you see, a whole heap of things are going to affect the economy right now with day-to-day living, you know. See? Especially with the war that's going on in Iran, between Iran and Israel, and the Strait of Hormuz. Them things they are going to affect day-to-day activity, you know, how much things they can buy. In a year, JPS say light bill go up. Light bill is going to go up. It's already gone up. Me get one bill, me I say, yo, what? What the hell is this? Where me I get so much money from to pay this light bill? Yo, it thing not normal. I swear. No normal.
You need to stand where you are and we do it like that. That's what you pay for. It's all of the work that we are doing.
What's up, Vivian? How are you doing, Vivian? Listen to this.
We have looked at case studies in other parts of the world. In particular, the impact that electronic invoicing has had in Central and Latin America. In Mexico, where this has been implemented,
I have to give thanks,
cleared
man.
revenues increased by 14% in the 3 years after the electronic invoicing system became mandatory.
Hey, some unknown Libra, big up.
Which is
Some unknown Libra, I'm good, how are you?
equivalent of our GCT, and corporate income tax collections rose by an estimated 3.7% when the system became compulsory. In Peru, taxable sales reported to the tax authority increased by 7% in the first year alone.
Listen to this.
Chile, which pioneered this model in Latin America, saw over 8 million electronic tax documents being processed monthly at the point of maturity, covering more than a quarter of all tax documents issued in the country. The pattern is consistent wherever this has been implemented. Better data means better compliance. And better compliance means more revenues from the same tax rates without asking anyone to pay more than what they owe. The experience in Chile and other countries that have followed a similar model demonstrates that the revenue gains from better compliance are achievable and that we in Jamaica have every reason to pursue this path. In the 26-27 fiscal year, the government is projecting GCT receipts of $318 million and SCT, special consumption tax receipts, of $112 million, a combined total of $430 billion in these indirect tax inflows. We are conservatively estimating that 2% of that total, and I'm saying conservative because I'm looking at the fiscal year 26-27, and accepting that you may have some growing pains with the implementation of the system. Although the case studies across the region point to much higher impact when it is implemented. So we're being conservative. That a 2% of the 430 would yield 8.6 billion. And that is money. This is not new taxes. For verification by TAG. The problem with the model is that the obligation to where the seller is responsible for submitting it. The electronic invoicing system changes that. Madam Speaker, Jamaica is at. Madam Speaker, I want to turn to.
I thought they had put up that part. I thought they had put that up. And what them people are doing this so? And what them are doing this so? No man. Them people like them turn up one speaker where can make it, you know? Just
Extra 10 grand here. Extra 10,000.
that's just crazy.
Extra, take it out.
To find them. To children.
Let me see if we can find that part here.
The alternate side of this disaster.
Where you say me look rich? Hey, so where you say Libra? You say me look rich for Andre show. Hey, you can't go for Andre show and look like a bag, you know. That shirt though, you see me wear is a shirt that me never wear yet. On my birthday, that shirt that they make for. You understand?
Support from Jamaicans at home and abroad. And I particularly, before I get into the economics, I want possible income. They do not have a choice. Right? Because of how badly the JLP dealt with the IMF agreement.
Me I try to find the part. Hold on.
So it is important that there is a context explained of the
Active fire, big up.
to ensure that we can collect the full gamut of taxes that are out there.
Yeah, right, that's all.
Madam Speaker, the next second revenue initiative will
Alright, no, me have to go back. Me have to go back.
than what they owe. The experience in Chile and other other countries that have followed a similar model demonstrates that tax documents being processed monthly at the point of maturity, covering more than a quarter of all tax documents issued in the country. The pattern is consistent wherever this has been implemented. Better data means better compliance.
London, England, and I place big up.
From the same tax rates without asking anyone to pay more than what they owe. The experience in Chile and other countries that have followed a similar model demonstrates that the revenue gains from better compliance are achievable and that we in Jamaica have every reason to pursue this path. In the 26-27 fiscal year, the government is projecting GCT receipts of $380 billion and SCT, special consumption tax receipts, of $112 billion, a combined total of $430 billion in these indirect tax inflows. We are conservatively
Hey, Stacy.
that 2% of that total, and I'm saying conservative because I'm looking at the fiscal year 26-27 and accepting that you may have some growing pains.
Hold on there, your family where they are Jamaica. Say what? One finger plant is for $500. Is this true? I have no idea. I have no idea. But do I think it's possible? Yes. I have no idea. Things are getting out of hand.
Case studies across the region point to much higher impact when it is implemented. So we're being conservative. That a 2% of the 430 would yield 8.6 billion. And that is money. This is not new taxes.
Otter 5 press. Big up yourself.
This is money that the government is entitled to collect. I must tell you, Madam Speaker, about a month or so ago.
Yes.
I was particularly caught by a story in
Yes.
the TAJ indicated that 11 used car dealers were brought to court
Yes.
and were found to have liabilities of $4 billion.
4 billion, you know.
Billion, not million.
Billion.
11 used car
11.
brought to court and found to have liabilities of $4 billion. It indicates, Madam Speaker, that compliance with great enforcement can fill the gap that we are looking to do so with new taxes. And
Jamaica. 11 car dealer. It in the newspaper. Fleece the government of $4 billion. 11 car dealer. Big up yourself with the money gun at that vice press. Respect. So, you see the idea with the People's National Party have to maximize the collection of taxes is brilliant. But guess who they get it from? It was from the time when Mama P when I fixed the economy with Andrew them mash up. My man name? The next Golden, Bruce Golden. I watched the video when Miss Lagarde came from the IMF. She said, yeah, set a live goal. Hold on there. Me have it, you know, but me just not put it up. Me set live goal, man. Me set live goal for all of my video them. See that? This is my live goal. It's kind of expensive. You know, nobody can help me with a live goal. I think that one is expensive. See my live goal, me just spin it a while ago, people. See the live goal there. If you can help with the live goal, big up on yourself. If not, just go on like and shoot the video. Pansy, big up yourself. So what I was saying is that at the time when Mama P when I fixed the economy in a fair 4 years, Miss Lagarde came to Jamaica and she told us that one of the things that Jamaica need to focus on is more efficient tax collection. And at that time, Julian Robinson was in the crowd. Mama P was there, everybody from the PNP, but I remember seeing Julian Robinson in that video. And he was listening to what she was saying. So it's no surprise to me that at this time, the People's National Party came with this idea of electronic tax collection. Hey, what's up, hey? It's no surprise to me. Do you want to do something for PNP seal? What do you mean by that? Knowledge, how you doing? Knowledge is power. Big up. What do you mean by that? I am only here speaking the truth. What do you mean by doing something for the PNP? What do you mean? Me I don't like a PNP flag of them. Nobody now pay me from the PNP for doing what I do. Nobody from the People's National Party now pay me for doing what I do. None of them. And I wouldn't take any money from them either. Because I'm a patriot. No one better for the country. And who is better for the country right now is the People's National Party. The Jamaica Labour Party is poison. They are toxic. Them toxic to them own people. You know see star girl about movie star from Westmoreland where Andrew get house. And she a ball out and I say Andrew is a wicked. Then what you want me to do? The same labor right them a cuss him out. What you want me to do? You understand? Kim on, big up yourself. Anyway, moving on. I don't know what that line of question is for. Let's go back to the substantive issue. Yeah, right here.
And there can be significant leakage of revenue, and that is what.
So this is Mark Golding on the fix. Yeah? After I press check it out, mama.
The time invoicing is designed to achieve. So that was one thing that we suggested, that we look through all of the public bodies to see where there are surpluses, that the government could take some resources towards this, and we identified a couple billion that could be from Factories Corporation and Bank of Jamaica. And then this idea of digital nomads, which is something that Barbados kind of pioneered in our region during COVID, where they essentially made it attractive and easy for professionals and business people who are digital nomads, meaning that they don't have to be based in New York or London or California, but they can go anywhere, access, and they can do their thing, and attracting them to come and live in the country. And of course, they then spend their money there, and it tends to generate a lot of revenue from that. So he was suggesting that we should adopt that. And Jamaica is not going for it. We have good connectivity, good climate, and cool hip culture, etc. So the feeling was that we should put some effort there. We could. So those were some of the things that he put forward. And
we hear that, I think that is madness. That it already seems like the country is overpopulated. We're going to like more people in, like you go on the roads, there's traffic everywhere just seems overcrowded. Why would you say like is at least to make it seem more logical to people that would have that mindset, that don't make no sense.
Well, remember Jamaica attracts like 4 million tourists every year to our shores, and we accommodate them fairly easily. This is not, I wouldn't say this is a high traffic type of activity. These are typically higher net worth individuals who are coming to live, in an environment where they feel comfortable, where they can do their thing professionally, but also live a lifestyle which is conducive to how they want to live. So I don't think the numbers of people we're talking about wouldn't really put major stresses on our.
All right, so Seal. All right, so you said the People's National Party need political structure at the moment. You understand politics. I am a baby to the politics. I am learning from the persons that are already on this app, like a Atta for the Press. You know what I mean? Andre Stevens. You know what I mean? Ratigan, Mystic Sensation. You know what I mean? Mr. Lonesome. You understand? I understand the politics. Colin Bell, Ralston Hyman. I learned from these people. We are young but to this thing. What I'm saying, the People's National Party have more than enough credible talent. They have people waiting in the wings on the young arm of the People's National Party that are educated. You understand what I say? And have genuine love for the people, which is the most important thing. And are willing to serve the people, which is even more important. So they have structure. Mark Golding has given the People's National Party structure. Before him, there was a lot of shakiness. That's why it took so long to get things back on track. But he has garnered the respect of the individuals within the party. Even an educated brother like Damian Crawford, that I think should be our education minister for a 25-year period. I would give him that right there. So just don't use nobody else. Make sure him in a power for 25 years. Whatever party he's a part of. Well, no, I won't say that. As long as he's a part of the People's National Party. If he's not the leader of the party, cool. But he should be the education minister. He has a passion for our children learning and rising to their fullest potential. We have a lot of good, solid individuals in the People's National Party. The digital nomads was raised by small hoteliers during COVID, but Flow and Digicel would not provide the fiber connection for a high-speed internet these people need. I don't know about you. I don't know about that. They should make sure they can do that. Yeah, I stuttered. Send you on your phone. I'm about to be what? Okay. What's up? Hey, what's up, Annie Isabel? So we have two of the queen them of the internet. After I press on TikTok check in, and then we have Annie Isabel Rose come check in. It is a joy if you see my sister then big up on yourself. You understand? Man, people make sure you go subscribe. You understand? Hard working ladies. And you know so they work different. You see me, make sure you support the movement. That's what I say? Yeah man, that is it. Alright, let's continue. PMP have structure, man. They have structure.
Infrastructure or a road network and so on.
The digital nomad thing, definitely. If the right government is there, it can grow into something incredible. The potential for it is unlimited in terms of how we can build from it.
Typically they would be people who would be, if they're renting a place, it would be at the higher end of the market and so on. So they wouldn't be competing with our people who are already struggling to find the money to rent or buy a home. So this was the idea, and it has worked pretty well in Barbados. I think that their thing may have, had a strong impact in the earlier years. Their thing is kind of maturing now. So in our design and in our proposition to the market, we'd have to kind of come with a niche that would be attractive. But I don't think it's beyond us to do things like that.
Exactly.
I mean, for the most part, I know a couple of people who have, who are, as they say, digital nomads who do remote work. And they come, they enjoy, they clock out, and they, partake in the culture, as we say. Yeah, but it's not a lot.
Right.
So maybe that is it. We need to
And they wouldn't have to necessarily live in the densely populated areas. They might, for example, want to live in more serene areas or areas that are by the coast where there's a more...
Like Portland, as long as you have good connectivity, then probably don't want to live in the more quiet areas, them, especially because them do them vlogging. You would have more in the hills, them where anywhere where hilly and you have less noise. You feel me I deal with. And then the view would have helped them in them vlogging as well. You see me, the nomads, the digital nomads, them from overseas. I tell you, Jamaica have it all, man. Jamaica have it all.
Like atmosphere and so on,
Jamaica have it all.
This is something which is being done elsewhere in comparable places quite successfully. So we thought this is something we should look at. We were trying to think out of the box. We said, all right, you have a slight problem with the balance of the budget. Your first refuge shouldn't be to put tax on sweet drink and put environmental protection levy, raise that, because that's going to put pure pressure on the people. That's going to put a lot of pressure on the people. So we were saying there are other ways we could approach this, In opposition, that's part of what your role is. You don't have an army of civil servants reporting to you to go through everything. And, you have to kind of use information available to you and your creative thinking and the team around you and come up with ideas. And
understand my own joke
Jamaica to seek compensation from the countries for polluting countries for Hurricane Melissa. A move that has seem like it has largely failed. What makes you feel like that is a move that would work?
I wouldn't say it's largely failed, it's actually a movement that is starting. So last year, the International Court of Justice, which sits in The Hague in Holland, which is the world court under the UN system, they, on a case that was brought by a very small island in the Pacific, made a ruling to say that there can be liability for having created global warming. And so that decision, it was what we call a declaratory judgment. So they didn't impose an order for payment on any defendant. But they said the international law does recognize that in a situation where climate change is causing serious damage and loss to more vulnerable countries, and it's being caused by polluting countries, there is potentially liability for that. So that is the kind of backdrop. So then I said, well, we now are one of the big victims of climate change in Jamaica. We were they were first, and now Melissa, which was the mother of all whammies, as we'd say, we got a real serious, like 56% of our annual output is the damage that was caused by Melissa based on the most recent assessment, $12.2 billion US. And we're in a part of the world where this could happen again. And again, so what we're going to do is just take it and don't do nothing about it. And the response is borrow a whole bag of money to rebuild the country, because that's really what the government has gone out and said they plan to do. Managed because of Jamaica's success in reducing our debt and running a tight fiscal ship. They've gone out and they have identified from our international development partners, largely the IMF and the World Bank and the Inter-American Development Bank, $6.7 billion US, the bulk of which is to try and do these projects that the Prime Minister announced in his budget speech, rebuilding Black River, moving it slightly, doing something in Lucy, doing something in Falmouth, etc. All of this is borrowed money. So if we're being put in a position where our economy, our assets are being hammered by this phenomenon of climate change, we are not the ones causing it. We are not big polluters or producers of greenhouse gases. Other countries are, and they're not doing anything about it. They're just paying lip service to it. And the World Court, the International Court of Justice, has said, hey, this is an area where you can be liable. So I'm saying let's push the envelope, because who knows what might come out of that process. There are all these funds that have been established under the movement to try and address climate change. This COP, they have these conference of parties, the COP meetings every year. We've had them for quite a long time now, trying to meetings. COP. Oh, conference of parties, I think it's So these meetings have led to various funds being established that are supposed to deal with aspects of climate change. But the money is not there in those funds in any great volume. But if we rally other countries and push the agenda, who knows, the pressure will...
No, it's our serious argument there. Let me see, I'm not going to push, We, the smaller countries, them that have nothing to do with the effects of climate change, and the bigger countries, them. So basically, them are the ones who have put us in jeopardy based off of the research and the science. So they should be held accountable by law to mitigate any damages that we face because of climate change. That is one of the things that Mark Golden has been pushing and talking about for the longest. And that's the way I explain it. So tell me what you think about that Jamaica, because I agree with him.
Right, and maybe
yeah, man, I agree with him, man.
Contributions to those funds that we can then use to draw down for more concessionary finance than what we're being forced to right now. So it's more a strategic move. I'm not suggesting now that we'll win a case next year and get a big one of money. Realistic. No, it's a strategic approach to try and set the agenda, change the narrative, make the countries realize that small countries like us are serious about this thing. We're not just going to become victims to the damage that the environment is causing us as a result of their bad behavior.
I
and try and push the agenda along that.
I would have said, like, instead of the loans.
Hold on, East Portland in a place. Celine, what you deal with? Celine, you know no more poker sell. Like we know, because we have people out there who want pork for buy in abundance. People who want pork for buy. East Portland have poker sell in a bulk, Or pork then go Celine? Pork then ready?
That we're taking, it should be fun, like grants. Like,
ideally, that's right. Well, I mean, the grant funding available is minimal compared to the needs, So this is what I'm saying, this is unfair, clearly unjust.
Very unfair.
So, where there's a gap in justice, you must run to assert your
rights. And I feel like
if
CARICOM was even a much better regional body where we could come together as a collective to, I guess, pursue this legally, it would probably stand up, I guess, more in...
When you're divided, you fall, When you're divided, you fall. The CARICOM, for some reason, seem to be segmented. And I don't know if there's anything right now that can get us on the same voice as one body. If that was possible, a lot of the things that has happened in the Caribbean probably would not have happened. Well, you say this conversation is for a bigger class. No talk truth, man. Talk truth. But over here, say, me always touch upon these things. My Derval, big up yourself in general. My platform, I'm not going to say my platform doesn't reach a lot of people. But it used to have reached people. It was projecting in a manner where I could see myself having an average of 1,500, 2,000 people on the live when we go live. And we used to have like 30,000 views per enough video, 20,000, 10,000. And all of a sudden, everything does start deep. And I say, whoa, what the hell happened? But we are going to rebuild. From the other day, I noticed I get some new subs on the BOLO V&R and on the TikTok same way. So we are going to continue because we know say really and truly the things that we are talking them don't really want we are talking I would that Earth Angel in our place, East Portland, and mama if you there, say you have a company box say you have a company box if you're there. Anytime I see you, I have to have your hand in the man. Let me know if you're there, you know, man. One Earth Angel, you know. The Queen of East Portland. You understand? Yes, she's here, ladies and gentlemen. My goodness. What's going on? How you doing? How you doing? How the family?
Everybody good.
Everybody good. Good to hear. Good to hear.
Yeah, man, so far. Yeah, man, blessing every time, Bolo. You don't know me, I watch you for Andre, you know me, I follow you everywhere, man. But I believe me now, I follow you, guys.
All right, my mother. That is it. Yes.
Yeah,
no joke.
No joke about it, man. You see?
Yes. You know, me have to get the update for East Portland Friday. What is new? I mean, we don't say the MP you know, really blast everything and advertise everything. It's a man who just doing work, you know. So what going on over there?
That's not joke. He might do him thing, man. You know, see it on the ground.
Yes.
You know, see it because the man not too like post up everything, you know, see. But you
Right.
know, go and do the right thing. You see, man.
Yes. That is amazing. That is good. That is good. That is good.
You don't know, we have some rain over here to from where they couple rain and the rain and stop fall to you. So, me I say,
Yeah. Oh, that affect the landscape because we know Portland stay with the rain, you know.
Well, you know, in the Barry, in the Bellevue side and in the countryside, in the hillside, you know, see it at them side, we're more worried about because they say food is still in and if there's so much of it, don't know. I'll finish stuff here and get no food to eat, you see it.
Okay.
Come and curry.
Yes.
On them side, you know, we're more worried about, you understand, more than on the level here, you see me?
Straight. All about But
well, as you know, you don't know the situation where them say them are build new
it me just when I go ask about, you know. You take the words right out of my mouth. Petra, how you doing? Yes, me just when I ask about. Yes, I read the mind for true. Yeah, man.
They kind of stressing around the place, you know, for some people still. So I may say,
yes.
But you don't know, people born and grow there, so with them great grandmother and granny for years, and they don't know nowhere else, you know, see that.
Right.
I, which is my opinion.
Yes.
I feel say them should have did allocate place to the people them first before them come with
I agree. Give me a second. Don't stick on that point there. Juliet, listen, I have a Zelle. The information is pinned in the comment section on YouTube. Alright? You can take down my number. My number is 876-451-6535. Sassy81 or Sassy D. Sassy D, you can write my number to Juliet and make sure get it. So anytime I send a Zelle, one of those send me the screenshot feed, yeah? Yeah, man. Alright, go ahead, mama. Sorry about that.
Yeah, man. So other part, they know we are talking about, you know, Bolo, because you have to seek place to the people them first before you come with them argument. Because everybody knows start threat and people get fidget and you understand me? I say, because most I will live on deadlift land. You understand me?
True, man.
You don't know the thing go. If you don't have certain paperwork, it coming like you're lost in the system. You
right.
Me, I say,
but thank God for the MP, who is a lawyer, understand behind the people them legally.
Well, that's the next thing now is a man when know him stand up for the people them when they come to them parties. So
yes.
And the people them have to just know where and just do the right thing. You know, see it also because he really not nice still in a Bolo.
Yeah, man.
You kind of unhappy. Because me then hear where the road are coming up, but you know, in the day, right?
It affect you directly.
Yeah, but it affect me.
Yeah, it affect because you don't know. You're a socialist, so you don't know, say, anything will happen to one happen to all, you know.
It affect me
and
my people them in the community, so I say.
Right.
Yeah, and then now, I remember way back in our time under Mama P. Them said, then they tell us, like, the road, they don't go over the harbour, you know, cross the harbour, you know. I don't know if I'm me alone, I say so, you know, but I think that was the plan, you know. But I don't know what going on now.
Yes,
the plan cross this up. You know, see it, so it's a different plan come up now when a lot of people, a whole heap of people are afraid right now.
For real, man, I know, if you look on a pattern with how them do things, the government, you know. Look on the situation with the Cuban doctor them. It's a similar thing, you know. Look how
yeah,
because the people them so important to the health of the people them, right? People need them eye surgery and all of that.
My band come now, say Cuban then you take care. We have some Rasta doctor used to then a Port Antonio Hospital, a Cuba then come from that. I did the best doctor them,
What?
You know, see, I the first set of Rasta them I ever see when we are youth
Yeah.
in a hospital at Port Antonio.
Wow.
People who know the hospital back in them days. And the Cuban doctor them do a lot of things with them build school.
Yes.
Them build a lot of things, they help out a lot of things. 50 years just gone down the drain like so.
Just like that. Just like that.
Like when you turn on the water and it just wash gone down in the drain for that, you know, look good at all, because we go suffer now under this condition.
Course.
Of
course, because again them
and guess what, no bolo, this now look by no orange, no green.
No.
Every
single person, that is true.
You get what me I say?
That is true.
Every single one away.
Yeah.
And we youth them. Cause right now, you don't even see baby mother going to hospital like one time go have youth.
No.
You know see it?
No.
A different something go on now. You understand me?
Yeah, it's a trending in one different direction.
Yeah, the population kind of stuck at one place now.
Stagnant.
Elevate.
Like the economy.
And then we lose a lot of our young kids them too. You understand me? In the process, a lot of our kids them get murdered, our young boys them, you know see it, and the kids them get missing and things. So too much things are going on in the country star. You understand me?
For real,
yeah,
man.
It does too much star. Cause right now me I tell you the truth, man. You see when me sit down and really look back and look when me then know, me I say, boy, I really reach far, you know, because when me the little bit, me know say mother live to see 2026, you know, because me never know say the year that comes so fast.
Right.
You know, see it. But in the era before, remember say, you know, the slave them fight for we, you know, that's we have a right to can vote in the ball.
That's right.
So when me I say, and then right now, it coming like we are get locked down and closed in and we rips them.
Yes.
Because it's like so much things are going on, and then me have my grandkids them, and then my grandkids them, and great grandkids on the line when me gone them all say, boy, I saw we poor parents them did wicked. They left so much bill for we pay back a yard there we don't know nothing about. So much things them borrow, and too much. You understand me? I say, Father.
Yeah, man.
It does one way, man.
Yeah, man.
It just one way, you know, see it. So right now, you ain't even comfortable at all, me I tell you. Nowhere in Jamaica. Because enough people life still can't come back comfortable, Father. You know, see it, and we have to think about them people that too.
Hundreds of thousands of people. Yeah.
Yeah, we have family all about.
Of course.
The family spread all over Jamaica, you see.
And then not just your immediate family, but your brother and sisters, Jamaican, and your family.
Brother and sister them, yeah, man.
You understand what I'm saying?
One blood, man.
Yeah.
One blood, man. You understand what I'm saying? So right now, it's sad, man. It's sad, and with all these things with tax are go on right now. But if you tell you the truth, man, me tell you where you're going on at East Portland. Right now, police then depend on the people them case because you can't smoke a cigarette. You buy a cigarette for $100. If you go up on road and smoke that, then lock you up on a $10,000. That way they lock you up 3 times for the week. A bonus cigarette at $30,000. That. So tell me now, who profit off it?
Hold on.
When they never lock down the cigarette company.
Hold on, breaks. Are you telling me that they are locking up people for smoke cigarettes?
Yes! In a Port Antonio.
What?
You understand me? Yeah!
When did this
That's going on right now. You cannot smoke, none at all. And the bar, I sell cigarette and rum, and a man go buy a cigarette. As you come out and police here, them will lock you up. Them $10,000 you have to pay a court.
Is this a rogue law? Where is this law that you can't smoke cigarettes?
Let me tell you.
I'm confused.
Let me tell you, I got Ochi and I never have that problem there. Since this I go on. I got Kingston and halfway tree and I can sit down and smoke and nobody not trouble me. That
I believe somebody. That means you them a target then. That not sound like one law.
No, I know me the whole prospect, my division. Everywhere them I go now and I lock down and I charge people. You can't even smoke downtown again. Where they not lock down the cigarette company and lock down the place and I sell cigarette then. No, because people stress out and people want smoke. I serious something I tell you.
Jamaica, this is a breaking news. If you wanna come from somebody else, I won't believe. What?
You can't.
Blow us and stress are going on in Jamaica.
Smoking area. Dada, when me ask where we fi smoke because drinking and smoke go together. They say we not have no smoking area about we yard. You understand me? So me not understand. The shopper sell it, the bar sell it, and if you light up on the road and police you, and you got court $10,000 ask anybody that are going in a port right now. Everybody free to smoke and roll.
Me not understand. Because Mark Golding get weed for legalize so we can smoke weed. Oh, them are lock up people's cigarette. Then I can't understand that.
They're not too pressure you with the weed too tough, you know. Me never tell no lie, but you see the cigarette business, when they know say cigarette and we make cigarette, and people buy cigarette and people smoke cigarette, and people stress out. Right now, people friggin' stress out how I go on. And in a Port Antonio alone, I'm in a business. Whether the police them are here now, nobody at all because of that exactly. I have to hide and a smoke.
Come like a Port Antonio alone, them do that.
Then you can see a penalization going on here.
So hold on. So Isaac know about that?
Well, in the smoke, you know,
no,
but complaint, so
but the people them we get charged need to go link him and find out where the hell make him go find out what the hell is going on.
Me have a brethren where the man head no good, daddy, and he come like say, then lock up the youth for a smoke cigarette. I see a big man then taking care of him downtown. Mad man, he not really mad in that kind. You can't do that. A big man them they like them there, and you have a try draw them into cigarette. This may I tell you.
Oh, hold on there. Somebody said the law said no smoking in public. Please, my number is 876-451-6535. Please send me the link to that document so I can read it myself. I have never heard of a law that says you cannot smoke cigarettes. In Jamaica, that must be one new law where Andrew Owens they put out where we never did know and they go under a rug. But we need to find out what's going on with that.
But they coming like the law enforcing up East Portland. More come here. Tell them I got halfway tree and I halfway tree every time I got down. And everybody has smoke and police did they do them work and something. I go out to riots and people are smoke.
No, but that yeah, I mean, first me I hear this is a shocker to me.
They enforce it. They enforce it more in a Portland. You understand me? To all me see.
Me I hear
you see me?
Wow.
Yeah, that's true.
Wow, somebody.
When you go in a courthouse now, and most people are going to go for smoking at the street, dada.
Yeah.
You don't see it?
Yeah.
Yeah. When time, they don't see other things. You don't see it to deal with them. The people stress out and everything and raise up on people. Life kind of one way and people want to smoke, then liquor sit and drink, then liquor juice. Dada.
Right.
You got pressure a man 10. You buy a cigarette for $100, you know. And you got pay $10,000. No.
The last time you hear nothing about cigarette, they must say enclosed areas you can't smoke. I don't know about outdoor. That is very strange. That's very strange.
Your yard, your private place. Then have no smoking area, nowhere near no bar, and nowhere near no way. You understand me? If you can't walk on the road, which part me live, in them lock you up if you can see and smoke cigarette, dada. And try you have to go a court. So the fastest way now for the government make some money too. You see me?
$10,000?
Yeah.
This is unbelievable. Yo, we can't believe this. Derval, where you dealing with Derval?
Some people,
tobacco
time.
Sydney, what go on Sydney?
Yeah, brother, listen. What go on
This I wanna drip me up.
Which part me is a live in a Port Antonio, one permanent PNP area, Prospect. You must hear about Prospect. You see me? At the fishing village there. And the most bar there in my community. You understand me? Pan the seaside area, round everywhere where me live. You know see it? So if a man buy a beer now and believe in can smoke cigarette and police are come, him now lock you up for the beer and him lock you up for the cigarette. You see me? It's serious. Yeah. Because when me talk to the officer, you know, I said to one of them, so, let me ask you, so, where the smoking area for there? So all the guy back I see side there to know when nobody not there. If we can't go they go smoke. Cause we have smoke we problem. They said to me say no, you can your yard I see if it's place. You know see tree go smoke. So me not understand. I can't go other parishes and see everybody a walk and a smoke. So me look on it as a different in a Port Antonio. Me look on it that way. You get what me I say? Me don't know about nobody else, but me see it. Me go other places and see people a smoke and me not see nobody a terrorize them.
From the woman lose, from Vaz wife lose, they make your belly fit down there, you know.
True. Hey, Sydney, you look like I hit that in my general. That got to be it.
Yeah, man, they make your belly fit down there. Me notice it, you know. We notice it because I pay a little chicken and a little check with business I go on. All right, I know. If I want to put in wife, well, I know. If I want to put in wife over field place, because he more resign, no, but them say no, she can't go to them send somebody else down there to go run. So I pay that I go on. So,
yeah, man, me say, I don't go on for the
put back the country, bro.
The police them enough. The police them enough. Me not tell no lie. The police them enough. The police them enough. You understand me?
No, man.
That's the man I use, you know. That's the man you police and soldier bomb people. You know, see that?
You're good, man.
Me know say, enough of them now go like me and a bolo, but you see when you talk the truth and you will give up your life for your right. You
Listen
understand
me. This needs to be ventilated and find out what is. No, this is very serious.
Of course.
This is very
because
because.
man, other people can tell you, man, in a prospect area, it's like an area nowhere. I one of the hotspot area, you know, see it. So them places always terrorized by the police. Them I don't know why, car. And I like say we have no garrison here, so we have not like them the here say. So me I say, you know, see it.
Brother,
we don't set up a trap for them, man. Them a wickedness need trap to set up for them, brother. A wickedness
and the other two at the end over there. Yeah, thank you.
$10,000 for a cigarette, you know, look good at all. Not at all.
Your yard, you must control about yard. Yard, you feel smoke like him one everywhere. So you know, see that truck, you want to set up for them. So
we as a citizen, where we pay with taxpayer money to pay them, for them come a road, come abuse we. You understand me? And tell we anything come at them out, and then same way. The gunshot, everything in them gonna for we money buy. But my grandparents them and my great grandparents them out end up dead bite in the end of the day.
Let me tell you something, miss. You see, alright, you see, if you have smoke where other people there, then can charge you. But you see, when you want it at the work more, that's why I open this up. Them can't charge you. They're not supposed to charge you. If you smoke, they say that with other people, and you smoke, they will charge.
Yeah, because them say once you're in a public place.
Right.
Once you're in a public place, you're not supposed to wish in. But if you're in a one public space, that way everybody has smoke. How does that go?
No, well, that's different. If you're in a bar, no. If you're in a bar, all right, you're not supposed to do it in a shop.
Hey, you too, we can't believe when you're here. This is crazy.
Yeah,
right? You can't smoke it.
This is insane. Hey, Juliet, I hope you get the message, you know. See all night, but just drop the number there. Juliet still here? WhatsApp me, just send me a screenshot of the cell where you send here. The number is 451-6535. Alright? 876-451-6535.
We know. They have a place now where they make, where they think place are so outside, so we go smoke, right? Good. We hold them customer.
Hey, big up Chantel, you know. Chantel, big up yourself. Go through my boss.
But what I'm saying, you can imagine me leave my country and go in another country where me can sit down around coffee table and sit down outside and order my coffee and order when me want and me can smoke my weed and me can smoke my cigarette and nobody not trouble me. Dada, you know see, in my country, Me forget lock up for 10, we go pay $10,000.
Look here, remember the taxi cigarette, you know, so them a look money and fight hard, you know, so nobody believe say the taxi, them a catch you up in, and that's them a try, you know, say a cigarette and tax.
Brother, I don't talk to him.
But look into this now.
Don't talk to him.
Look into this now, my brother. Look into this now, my brother. See? Alright, the cigarette, they raise what they, you know, where them a say $80 for a cigarette, but yet still, everybody that sell it for 100 and some people are selling for 150, so me I wonder how much them are going to sell it for now.
Not 2 bills, man. Nobody put on no party them thing. You must square up the money, 2 bills, so you never come in only because I have money for you. And them know say cigarettes. Why you give them big? Because you know say cigarettes I go sell. Because people get money and you know say I go sell. If I stop why not sell? If I stop why not rent and sell to that? Right?
That's true.
And if I just see if them would have been if Isaac never did it, as a liar. Then I give them come and tax all weed. When Margo put it on, but Margo is a liar. Isaac a liar, so then can ramp with all the weed with people. And then what you get
but Portland Parish is a parish where we respect the police them from ancient days. You understand? It's a one quiet little place. I mean, know them love round here too. They know for them when they come here, they love Portland. You understand me? But them fi know how to deal with the people them in the East Portland. You understand me? You saw no Garrison, you saw no Kingston. You understand me? And for me, honestly speaking, I'll tell you the truth now, Bolo, and who are listen. You see, when time MAEK win back the election, we want their uniform to change because the garbage truck people them in a denim.
And the police them there in a denim. Jesus.
The security there in a denim.
Mighty God. We can't identify who is who. Achoo. Achoo. I have a problem with that as well. The police them did have a uniqueness about them with them previous uniform. Now them turning a one bagger in their uniform now. Achoo.
Right. Look how the police them used to look so unique back in the days.
Yeah, man. With them looking white and black and red stripes. Yes.
You understand me? Now everybody in a denim, you know, the garbage truck people them in a denim. The people that we work a market in a denim. The security, the force where brings people. Everybody in a denim. And then you can infiltrate the police force.
That is it.
Infiltrate the police force and we see people close. That look like police already. You know, see me, that never used to happen.
Achoo, man.
So, I want MAEK me say, you know, when MAEK come back, all the uniform them to change MAEK. Yeah.
Facts. That are facts.
Yeah,
that
man.
Are facts.
Yeah, man. Then it took common. So, big up on yourself, you know.
Thank you so much for joining, you know.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, man.
We have a feeling you know going around here, man.
Yes. Anytime I come on the platform, it's powerful, you know, man. You know, say always welcome. You understand? Big up Mama Angie every time.
Every time, big up yourself.
Alright.
Listen to me there, listen to me here.
Straight up.
Yes.
The man about Paris, I can't tell you about Paris.
But hold on there. Look on this a person here now. Welcome, I can't tell me about my mother. I don't want nobody answer me now. Hey, let me tell you something. Mine a guy you better than wake up here. Don't disrespect my mother. My mother, God bless. Mine a guy your bed and I wake up. A member say me did tell you that. My mother is a child of God. Mine a guy your bed and don't wake up. Don't you dare disrespect my mother. You don't know what you do. You will guy your bed and I wake up. Believe when me tell you that. You hear that? Touch not thy laws anointed and do their prophets no harm. Okay? Good. Come off from my page. Damn out of order. You can diss me, but don't diss my mother. You can't stay. You can joke me, I make. Yeah, man. Pick up yourself, Mama Angie, alright? God bless you.
Alright.
Sydney, look more here. I continue on with the thing. Yeah, man. Respect.
Alright.
Yeah.
Respect.
Every time. Yeah, man. If we go in bed and awake, man. You don't know who my mother is, man. If we go in bed and awake, tell me, I tell her that my mother covered under the blood. If we go in bed and don't wake up, oh, you can't stay there. Think a joke thing. Anyway, moving on. Yeah, man, a true sassy. So Juliet, is Juliet still here? Juliet, I don't know if you got the number down. If Juliet, if you're still here, let me know. If you had the number down. Yeah, man, let me know if you're still here, Juliet. Juliet had asked me for the Zelle. Like I said, the Zelle is pinned in the comment section right there. That's the email. That's the email for the Zelle info. All right. So let me go back to this now. And thanks, Mama Angie, for coming on.
And you know, in fairness, like Mia Martley, Prime Minister Barbados, she has been championing various reforms to the world financial system to address some of these issues. I mean, I think Jamaica should get behind her more on that,
yes.
You know, on those issues and other CARICOM countries. But listen, I wanted to start a debate around this issue because I was aware of the decision of the International Court of Justice. I was aware of the fact that we are victims of climate change in Jamaica, and the chances are that this could happen in the future again, and we need to protect ourselves. So I wanted to put that kernel of thought in the minds of the people and see where it can go.
So each year the hurricane season progressively gets worse and worse, because I remember Maria, they said that was catastrophic and once in a lifetime, and then here come Melissa like 2 years later, I think, and you know, it just as devastating.
And of course, Melissa was particularly frightening because the pattern, how it actually arose, was very different to the normal way. It was just this big weather system that was kind of drifting along very slowly in the Caribbean. And then, but of course, because of the warming of the sea, it intensified very rapidly, and then it just take a right turn and liquid down. So, you know, I'm saying we can't just ignore these things.
No, we can't.
We need to protect ourselves.
In the budget debate, you mentioned that JLP has a lethargic legislative agenda. What do you mean by that? What's lethargic about it?
They're very, very slow at delivering on important pieces of legislation. I think I named 5 in my speech. Things that are critical for one reason or another that need to be fixed.
Sorry guys, I'm not taking any more guests right now. Mama Angie was a spontaneous thing. I'm going over this interview on the fix. So I'm not taking any more guests on TikTok, alright? So stop sending requests. Thank you very much. America bless. Big up yourself, my darling. How are you doing, darling? Let's continue.
Critical for one reason or another that need to be fixed or done, and they just take forever to get it done. And you know, because I'm a former Minister of Justice back when we were in government the last time, and I was responsible for delivering the legislation of the government then, I'm very aware of what it takes to get things done in our system, and it really requires a hands-on approach. You have to manage that agenda. You have to get the draftsmen, get the other policy people who have to be part of the process, mobilize them, inspire them, and get them going. And it can be done. But I'm very, you know, this is not a strong point for the current government, and so I felt I should make that point because it doesn't cost a lot of money. This is not a money-based problem. This is a management problem, and it's a problem that needs to be fixed if we're going to move forward with some of the things we have to do. So that's why I made that point.
But you don't think it's...
No, I am not in Cuba. No, I am not.
Based on beer...
Chantel, how you doing, my darling? Cat Jam, thank you for the follow. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Respect. I am in Jamaica, not in Cuba.
Hold up where it seems as if it's lethargic. We're trying, especially when there's so many, I guess I wouldn't want to call them institutional roadblocks, but you know, the oversight of Interior Commission, everything, like all these, the media, everything that's really like put in place to ensure that, you know, the government is on the up and up. There's no corruption, everything like that. That's why maybe it's slower than should be.
I think that there are bureaucrats bureaucratic issues that need to be addressed in relation to, for example, why our capital budget is underspent year after year after year. You know, what I was trying to do was focus on legislation specifically, which is critical because the whole bureaucracy is a rule-based system. So the legislation has to authorize what it is you want to do, and if you're not developing and delivering on that legislation on a timely basis, you're not agile, you're slow, you're stuck in your ways, and you wish you could make progress, but you're not making it because the civil servants and other public sector officers are not going to operate in a way that the rules don't allow. This is why I said, you know, we shouldn't, and in answer to your point, I think that the system of developing legislation, there are a number of steps that have to take place before it even comes to Parliament, and often it has to be reviewed and commented on by different agencies, and it goes in and out of the drafter's hands on multiple occasions during its development. You have to monitor that, you have to track that, and you have to make sure that it doesn't sit on anybody's desk inordinately long. So that's part of managing the process. Yeah, and I don't think that's being adequate.
I mean, I think Audrey Marks now, she's an efficient minister. Efficient. Which I've long, you know what's so funny, I've long championed this because I really do agree that Jamaica is unnecessarily slow. Like things that would take 10 minutes, like you're in tax office and a transaction would take like 10 minutes, you're in there the whole day. So I do agree with that you know, there needs to be some management of people and resources.
And I support, you know, her work. And I think that to the extent she's able to deliver on tangible improvements, that would be great. But I don't think she's going to have a big impact in the legislative side of it because that's kind of out of her purview. But that side needs attention because it's fundamental to how government operates.
But then the thing is, I was saying like with that too, because it's not, would it be necessarily the government or the minister's fault when there's so many technocrats and other people in there that would stymie, you know, the bills, the legislation that needs to come. So how much of it is it the ministers or the government in its totality?
If you're not proactive and if you don't make it your job to make sure it gets done, which is why you're elected, then you can just relax, go have a drink some wine with your colleagues and say, oh, well, I don't see that for 3 weeks, you know, but let's grab another drink. And things just putter along at their normal pace, which is too slow. Or you can call the phone and say, oh, I don't get this back yet. What's the problem? Is there a problem? There might be a problem. Maybe it's a problem you can solve and you try and get things moving. So I'm talking it's proactive management as the political head of the ministry, which is what the minister is. It's their job to drive that along, and not through doing cutting corners which shouldn't be cut, but by inspiring people to be efficient and to work as a team and get the thing done. When I was Minister of Justice, we were in an IMF program, and there were these things called structural benchmarks, which were these promises in our agreement that we were going to do to change the system and improve it so Jamaica could get itself out of the hole. I was in charge of delivering the legislative agenda under that for those 4 to 5 years, so I had to be very hands-on in doing that, because if the agreement said, you know, we must bring in new insolvency legislation to Parliament by, let's just say, March 2015, or we must change the security interests in personal property legislation or introduce that by April 20. There was a lot of deadlines with deliverables, and I was determined that I wasn't going to be the reason why we didn't pass an IMF test. So that required some close management, and I'm saying it's possible. It's quite easy to just not be hands-on and just leave it to them, you know. But when you do that, things happen at their pace, and they have a different agenda to you. These are typically career bureaucrats, whereas you're only there for a few years, and you want to make a mark and get things done. For the people.
But I guess because in your time there were IMF tests that you had to pass, why maybe it felt like things were moving at a faster pace than nowhere.
Well, this is it. But I mean, I don't think you can only be motivated because some international agency says, you know, this is what you need to do and get it done by a certain date. If you know what is required to move things along, then you make it your business to set that agenda and pursue it yourself. We're independent. We don't just put on the mindset that people can manage their own business.
So how many of the legislatures that you think they're lethargic on has it affected us negatively or adversely, where they've not delivered or they're not moving at a fast pace, in your opinion?
As I cited in my speech, I just cited 5 examples, right? But there are many others. But they cover a wide range of things. For example, in Jamaica today, if 2 teenagers, boyfriend, girlfriend, have sex, it's a criminal offense. They get hauled before the court. If they're convicted, they go in the sex offenders registry, and it's a complete blot on their record forever. And this is crazy. And the Joint Select Committee of Parliament reviewed that law and said there's some changes that should be made to that to decriminalize teenage promiscuity, but intensify the penalties for predatory behavior by pedophiles, right? That is now that's been languishing for years. And if you look at the court list of cases coming for the court, that offense of having sex with under 16 years old is one of the main things that comes before the Supreme Court every year, and it's part of why the system is so slow, and it also impacts those children's lives in a really negative way. That's just one example that should have been dealt with years now, and there are many others, So the whole thing with the firearms law, where if you're found with a bullet or a gun illegal, it's mandatory minimum.
Down at the bottom, you see a heart button, a heart symbol. There's a heart symbol at the bottom. You press it, and then you find the emoji where you want to continue to tap. That's another way too. Whether you want to laugh or whatever, that also helps the video to get out in the algorithm.
15 years, right? Mandatory minimum 15 years. Now, there was a system where we have a big problem with backlog of cases in our courts, and there was a system where the law incentivized people who were guilty to plead guilty and get that case out the system so that they would be...
Oh, that blessed child, how you doing? Good day, how you doing? Blessings to you.
Out of the courts into the correctional facilities under their time. When they introduced this mandatory minimum sentence of firearms, it meant that you could no longer just use the early plea system. So there's a big backlog of cases as a result, because everybody said, well, we're not taking a 15-year mandatory minimum. Let me drag out this thing and see what happened at trial. Maybe the witness will migrate, as sometimes happens, and the case collapse and they get off. So that's something that needs to be fixed. But no, we can't see the fix coming. Okay. And I didn't use it.
So they'll write up in a Ministry of Justice, or Justice Minister, and him just take with money and down, You understand? Free, just one bag of waste man in our government. We just not do nothing. Not doing anything. Just have title and collect money. Right? And now use them just it's like a retirement plan. Hey, man, I tell you, say Jamaica really need to shake up, I truly don't even know, man. Jamaica really need to shake up. Gloria, thank
piece
you.
of legislation that was tabled, which had a provision which would allow
thank you, Gloria.
companies to migrate to Jamaica if they want. Companies.
Hey, Gloria, consider becoming, joining the fan club. All right, everybody, right up here. So just press that join button. I know we can get to 50,000 likes. If everybody start together, we can get to 50,000 likes.
Let's say we're incorporated in another jurisdiction, could deregister there and register here, and that I thought was a very good thing, because there are people who might want to come and register their companies here and become for various.
Yo, the answer. You mean Injustice Minister? No, man.
Business, and we should be encouraging that. I know that can come to fruition. So this is just what I'm saying. Say we're incorporated in another jurisdiction, could deregister there and register here, and that I thought was a very good thing, because there are people who might want to come and register their companies here and become for various reasons, and we should be encouraging that. I know that can come to fruition. So this is just what I'm saying. Things that would help, which don't cost no money. It's just management. That would really help our system to be more up to date, more efficient, and it's taking too long.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Anybody they can be that as they start.
So a bottle of water on the road or in a corner shop, $100 for a bottle of water. GCT is included in that, all right? It might have gone up last week, right? But that was the price at the time. So that is half a liter of that contains a half-liter bottle.
And we have to take a commercial break. We know it's a bottle of water expensive, so ladies and gentlemen, for the persons on TikTok, I'm encouraging you to help me with the live goal, because I know it's a live ad. Help me with the live goal for people on YouTube. We also have a live goal over here, so. And of course, we have the Cash App and the Zelle information pinned in the comment section right there. Super Chat is also available as well. You can send Super Chats. You can become a member of the platform. Yeah, man. And on TikTok, join the fan club. All the ways to support. And hit the like button. It's free, ladies and gentlemen. It's free. Back to the back water argument.
Because the one I was talking about, which is a slightly narrow version to this. Yeah. So I said, two of that is 1 liter, because it's half a liter each. Two of that costs $200. When you check a stock, you go to the gas station, the price of gas is less than $200 for a liter. Water costs more than gas in Jamaica. That was the point I was making. And if you're trying to encourage healthy lifestyle habits, instead of a man or a lady go on the roads, get thirsty and say, I'm going to drink something without put sugar in it, encourage them to drink water. Buy a bottle of water, don't have sugar in it. But the GCT is increasing the price. So I was suggesting if improvements of the health condition of the country and incentivizing people to drink more healthy things was the motive of this tax. Why not arrange the things so that you're incentivizing more healthy consumption habits?
But the thing is,
that's how the cheaper options exist.
Yeah, but the thing is too, the person, the retailer is the person that put on the price of it, because the wholesale price is different from the retail price.
Everybody in the supply chain.
Right. So because when I go in the supermarket, that is probably like $50-$60. But if we're on the road, supply and demand, man say 100. Because if we got champs now, 3 bills for about 3 water. So I mean, it's just really the wholesaler or the retailer, not necessarily the wholesale. So maybe we should probably ask the retailer to be a little bit more considerate. I don't know.
I don't think that they're price gouging.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody in the supply chain wants their margin. That's why they're in business.
Yeah.
Right? So but the price is $100. That's what it's on the road selling for. And I'm just saying, to me, it was a kind of interesting point, because nobody would think that water per liter is more expensive than gas.
I don't know where you're going, because where I live, I told you that.
And now I tell no lie, if Mark Bowley never raised that in Parliament, I wouldn't have thought of it. That's crazy, Jamaica. Water should not be that expensive. Water is one of the most essential things on earth. Forget about fuel. Water, super essential to the bottom line of life for everything on earth. There's no way it should be that expensive. That it's more expensive than
I told you I $20 fuel gas.
Right. Me too, but it depends where you go.
Yeah.
But I did a survey. And many gas stations were selling gas at 180 to 190.
Yeah, like downtown. That's why you make sure you go. Make sure go them down.
Of course, prices will change, and with this Middle East situation, we're gonna see all of that. But the point I was making was, hey, there are more healthy alternatives that are subject to tax. So if you're thinking about trying to encourage people's behavior to in a more healthy direction, look at this. That's
because the thing is, Pepsi, if it's $100 for the water, $150 for the Pepsi, at $200 the bar when we go the other day. So I'm still not bad at Pepsi, but still,
if you're a
she buy the Pepsi because she can't afford it and she love it. Do you remember?
But I was just making the point that maybe we could make things that are healthy a little bit more affordable for the people.
No, I totally agree with that. Like, that was the overall point, because I was like, maybe comparing it to gas maybe was not the right.
No, I compared it to gas because it was a shocking example, which I think most people would not have appreciated, including me. It was only when somebody pointed out to me that I thought, wow, that's a striking thing, And then the Prime Minister come and talk about you can't get water for $44. I was like,
well, no, not $44. Well, wholesale.
He's obviously not shopping on the road.
Right, he's not shopping.
Yo, Mark going and deal with him. He's obviously not shopping on the road, so he's out of touch with the people's reality. Yeah, him fixing business for the fix, man.
But then approach for water sponsor.
Not yet. That? Yeah. No, sir. I said, well, if you fit him, should wear it.
Well, the politicians is just hilarious. See, you don't bad mind the Prime Minister.
Bad mind him, no. But when him keep up arms house, I point it out.
That's an issue, That's the
point I was making is when him increase the salaries for ministers, Prime Minister, Minister Leader of the Opposition, them increase, them come to Parliament, the Cabinet had approved this and they announced it. Massive increase. This was at the time when the teachers got got 20%, the classroom teachers and others, right? So him now, when the pressure reached him now over that, because everybody was very upset at the time, him said, well, he's not going to take his salary, right? And that was that. That was like 2 years ago, whatever it was, 3 years ago. Going to the general election, he never promised anything about, never said anything about it. He never come and say, well, you know what, if I win, I'm going to get that. I'm going to take my salary after all. No, he never mentioned that. Come in and debate with me, never disclose it. Bam! After win the election, so next thing we hear, oh, the Prime Minister is going to take a big salary after all. So I'm saying, I can't business that. Should I tell the people, say, we intended to do that?
Yeah, the man say, why you can't the people them? You should have tell the people them say I was gonna do that.
So that is why I'm coming with bad mind. But it's not bad mind. It's pointing out that this was a very dishonest thing for a Prime Minister to withhold that information from the
very
people.
Dishonest.
Which is something he knows would have been a very relevant consideration in their minds, because he knows how strong the people felt about it, which is why he didn't disclose it in the first place. Now, as opposition, we must point out these things.
Of course.
That's our job.
But he's saying that the opposition spokespersons, they were happy for the retroactive increase.
So him say somebody call him and tell him keep it there. I don't know. He didn't disclose who that person is. And listen, each person has to make up their own mind about their life and how them deal with things. But from a policy perspective, I was upset about it, because I remember the teachers were fighting hard, and Nigel Clark was then the minister was pressuring them and saying if they didn't accept the offer, their retroactive was going to be deferred for years and so on. And they capitulated and accepted the offer. And they got the classroom teachers got 20% over 3 years. And then within a month, them come to Parliament and say cabinets approved 200 and something % increase for ministers. And I was like, no, sir, that's not right. And how can you make that decision as a government for yours?
I just see my babes a while ago. Hey baby, what's up? When you say birthday celebration, when you touch down, months in advance of preparation, I know. But happy birthday when it comes, I love you. God bless you. You understand? Continuously. Blessing and abundance always. Alright, sweetie pie? Yes.
And have other people who are out there delivering critical services like teaching, nursing, etc. And they're not going to feel justified by that. So that is why it upset me. And I made a commitment personally that I was going to give away 80% of my retroactive and my salary, because in solidarity with the teachers and others who got the 20%.
You have done so, and where have you given it to?
Well, the retroactive I gave to a number of charities and other, like Food for the Poor, Missionaries for the Poor, Joytown Foundation, Jamaica Paralympic Association, a number. My salary now, we run a project in my constituency. There's a lot of sites where people from outside and also some from inside dump garbage, and it's not, it causes rats and flies, and people burn it, and it's
Jamaica, for those who don't believe what the opposition leader is saying, it's quite easy for you to confirm whether or not he is actually giving his 80% of his salary to these entities. All you have to do is contact the entities to confirm whether or not he's doing it every month. So when you hear Andrew Owens coming to Parliament talking about Mark Golding was getting paid more than him, he's a liar. The fact of the matter is Abka Fitzhenley came out and let us know that you cannot reverse the increase. You cannot give it back to the government. It automatically is going to go to you. Once it reaches to you, you do what you want with it. Mark Golding had said that the only way that Andrew Owens could have reversed is because of his position in the House, where he could have had some type of alteration done to his one specifically. Remember when he said he wasn't taking the money? That is the only way it is possible. We don't know if it's true, because say I'm a liar. Not true. We know this. So we don't know if it's true, Jamaica. Right? We don't know if it's true. But if you're taking his word for it, that is a possibility that he could have done that. But Mark Golding has named out all of the entities that he gave the 80% of his salary to. Because the man has said, look at the teachers them. Them are wait for them pay. All now in a resolve all now. It should have been resolved from, 2 years ago or a year ago? Yeah, it should have been resolved 2 years ago, really. Because there was 1 year ago. Yeah, 1 year ago. Last year, from last year this time, that whole negotiation with the teachers them and so should have been resolved. But them don't resolve it. So them have the teachers in a limbo. So Mark Golding is saying as long as that is happening, he will stand in solidarity with the teachers because, and then, you know, I like how honesty is because there is people in the People's National Party that want them look a bit and want for them money because them they're in the position with them there. So them glad for the increase. It is what it is. But Mark Golding, as a leader, stood up, and that is what is important. Who want to follow the leader, follow the leader. You see me I say? And who don't want to follow him, don't follow him. I feel them business that. But the leader say, yo, this is not right, Jamaica. The leader is saying that this is not right. Simple and plain. You feel me I deal with? Yeah. Big up Mark Golding for that to stand in solidarity with the teachers then.
Toxic smoke and things, it's horrible.
Yeah.
And solid waste not efficient at dealing with it. So I put together a project which I found out at my 80%, where I pay people to monitor those sites, gather up the garbage, put it into containers, and I work with solid waste to try and get them to come and clear those containers on a timely basis. And it's been going well. I think it's 7 different sites where, and then we rotate the people who get the benefit of that so that they work on I think either monthly or fortnightly shifts, so that, you know, the opportunity for.
Hi Aisha, what's up? Aisha in the building, ladies and gentlemen. Bless up yourself, Aisha, bless up yourself. Oh, my bonus gonna work.
These are people typically who may not be working or whatever, and they're glad for the stipend, so that's what I do.
So you're rich, but you not even want your pay?
I want it. I want it.
You're that rich, you're like,
I want it, but
I'm giving it away.
I gave the commitment,
Yeah.
and I try to honor my commitments.
Okay.
You know? And I said,
Look at the honesty from Mr. Golding. He want him money, you know, but because he gave the commitment, he must fulfill his commitment.
that I would maintain this for as long as it takes until the teachers resolve their issues, and they're still working on some of those issues, as I understand it. Things to do with their increments and all that, which they were, So, you know, I've continued with it.
So when you see yourself putting in all this work and doing these things, have you ever doubted your decision to remain in politics after losing the election?
Listen to this.
Well, after the election and we didn't win, I went through a period of reflection, you know, because we worked really hard and it was a long thing, because remember we had local government elections in 2024 and those had been put off 2 or 3 times, so we had been preparing for, I was really in campaign mode for 5 years, and for me, because I was not in elected politics for very long before, I wasn't like, I thought, well known on the road by the average person, so I had to go out there and meet people and let them know who I am, and eventually I became marketing and people know who I am. But so it was a lot of effort and we did much better. We doubled our seats from 14 to 28. We got over 100,000 more votes than we got in 2020. We got over 400,000 votes in total in the election. So, you know, there were some positives, but at the end of the day, politics is, you know, you don't come second, you lose. So, you know, I had to reflect on that.
Yes.
And, over time, with the amount of people who come and say, boy, don't leave, and once you stay, man, your time will come. And, you know, I think people appreciate some of the ideas we've come with and the way we've tried to hold the government to account and so on. They appreciate that effort. Yeah. So I'm like, boy, I'll stay a little longer and, you know, see what I can do.
I get a little hotter, like some knives start come out and I say, in the PMP, that is, because there might be some people that say maybe you are not the person to lead the party. You know,
well, look, we're a democratic party, so we have rules around when that can happen, and it's always possible, you know, and, you know, but right now, I don't really think I don't anticipate that happening, to be honest, because the mood within the party, I think, is that we've seen progress and we'd like to just build on what we've achieved so far and take it over the line next time. So I don't think the party wants to see an internal destabilization.
It never worked in a favor before.
When you hear that, Jamaica, there'll be no challenge to Mark Golding in the PMP, so I don't really them a try to push this narrative on the NNNs and all of these. Want to pay them no mind here? Them desperate. Right now, them in a trouble, you know. More voice notes to be leaked this week, ladies and gentlemen. Rosie is still trending. Wanna hear what going on in Infomedia? Wanna listen to? Wanna watch the video them? Wanna check out Jay Bryan on TikTok? A bangarang over there, you know? Wanna watch Partnership TV? Can't stay there. Pay a bangarang over there. Pay a bangarang over there, people. There'll be no peace amongst the labor right them. God is not with them. So all our skirts is being lifted this year. Everybody were in a rest and baga and pasa and illegalities. Them are going to get locked up and some people are going to force to resign. No look out for it. Only make sure so no watch the prophecy them when we play back from Pastor Peter Chambers, Mark Stewart, and Apostle Jeffrey Shuttleworth. We put out them video there. Only make sure so no go watch them. Tamara Jarrett, how you doing? Big up yourself, baby. Every time to you as well. Good to see you. And we have Claudette Campbell in our place. What's up, Claudette? One thing you ladies, they love me. I love you back, you know. Mighty God.
So like with the Portland Eastern seat, that was a major upset. I was shocked. I was shook. I genuinely was like,
No,
Ms. Vaz, can you just share a little bit about just the mechanism, the internal politics mechanism with going after that seat? Was that like a seat that you guys wanted to reclaim because you guys had it for
this is it. I mean, we were fully aware of the fact that there's a strong PMP base in that seat. And it's a seat that we had for many years. And Dr. Bloomfield was a much-loved MP, and then he was murdered. You remember that's how it became vacant, and there was a by-election and so on. We were also aware that Ms. Vaz was very good at social media.
Wait. That part I missed me. Go back.
Yeah, see what I
see it again the cloud like some knives start come out and I say on in the PMP that is because there might be some people that say maybe you are not the person to lead the party, you know, to be
well look, we're a democratic party, so we have rules around when that can happen, and it's always possible, you know, and you know, but right now I don't really think that I don't anticipate that happening, to be honest, because the goal of the party I think is that we've seen progress and we'd like to build on what we've achieved so far and take it over the line next time. So I don't think the party wants to see an internal destabilization.
It never worked in a favor before.
Hi Novelet, good day. How you doing, sweetheart?
Also, like with the Portland Eastern seat.
Yes.
That was a major upset. I was shocked. I was shook. I genuinely was like, Ms. Vaz, can you just share a little bit about just the mechanism, the internal politics mechanism with going after that seat? Was that like a seat that you guys wanted to reclaim because you guys had it for
this is it.
years?
I mean, we were fully aware of the fact that there's a strong PMP base in that seat, and it's a seat that we had for many years. And Dr. Bloomfield was a much-loved MP, and then he was murdered. You remember that's how it became vacant, and there was a by-election and so on. We were also aware that Ms. Vaz was very good at social media, but on the ground there were rumblings about the service that people felt, you know, they were not getting and so on. Isat is a charismatic figure, and when he said to me, you know, he was interested in running, and you know, we were looking for the right candidate for East Portland, and they wanted him.
Wait, the constituents name and say, give it Isat?
Well, what happened was, when it became known that he was interested, the constituency organization, the BMP in the constituency, you know, became aware of it, and they were anxious. You know, they thought he could win it. So, and he was willing to go. And
Jamaica. How much I want to know that? Me never know that. Me never know that so Isaac get the seat over East Portland. The people, the organization of the PMP actually requested him when they find out that he was interested in running. I never knew that. This man was ordained to break the vase. You don't see what go on? Say all Daryl Vaz are come out over the side now. You don't see what go on? And new people are put out there. The big investigation about the bus in Jamaica. Be prepared for what is to come, and for what is to come, be prepared. A whole heap of people are going to get locked up, you know. A whole heap of people are forced to resign, you know. On the watch and on the see. Be prepared. Hey! Can't stay there. Shake them up.
To win the case at the Privy Council, and it was a big thing for ISAT and raise its profile.
Wait, that came to the conference, the PMP conference.
Yeah, man. But that was before ISAT became the candidate.
And he never really was a part of the campaign.
You know, he wasn't. They're good friends, I'm sure, and thing, but he wasn't active in the campaign on the ground, you know. But so I wasn't surprised.
You weren't?
No, I was just pleased. Well, I wasn't surprised. In other words, when we were looking at how we were going to win and where the seats were, that was one that we thought we had a good chance in. Yeah.
Wow.
There were others that we were disappointed in. You know, if you check it, you know, we got 28 seats. We needed 32 to win.
Yeah.
And the 4 seats that we were counting on that we didn't. If you add up the margin that we lost them by, those 4 at the top. Total said it's just over 1,000 votes. You know, that's how close the election was.
Wow. Yeah. What lessons would you say you would learn from the defeat? You say you did some soul searching essentially. Yeah. So what would you say like one could have done better?
I would say that the traditional approaches to how you campaign are not as important as ensuring that in the last 48 hours you have what it takes to respond to what's going on in the close seats in particular, which are necessary to win. That's where the election result was determined. It wasn't the campaign.
Hashtag stop thief. That's what that is. Hashtag stop thief.
In my opinion, if you look, we ran a really good campaign. Our meetings were ram. Our meetings was energized. But on the day itself, on the night before, certain things that go down, which I'm not going to really discuss right here.
Exactly.
Certain things that go down.
Certain things they go down. Hashtag stop thief. My goal is not going to say it, you know, because I'm a lawyer, you know. But me, I tell you, no. Hashtag stop thief. Let's continue.
It made a big difference, so we have to manage that better. The things I think that we learned was the importance of unity. That, you know, that even though the money we had to spend was modest compared to our opponents, you know, the fact that we were united and that I think we had a good message of things that were attractive to people, and so that was useful and helped our cause. But there were some organizational issues where we weren't fighting the same battle that they were. You know? And we have to be much more mindful of that.
So you know, you said that these 48 hours are crucial. So it's like you learned how to manage these different personalities.
Guys, this interview is on the Fix, so you can go on the Fix to watch the interview uninterrupted. Of course, I encourage you to do so. Drop your commentary in support of Mark Jefferson Golding, okay? Yes.
It is too, because as you realize, everybody have fight different battles when the bigger war is to the one and they're not focused on that big war. So how you respond to these smaller
issues? Well, I think that's something which we did fairly well, because when I took over in 2020, there were a lot of issues within the party because we had a series of challenges for leadership over the last 10 years before.
United.
All kind of something. So, you know, I put a lot of effort into just getting people to let go them thing there and just realize what the bigger picture is and what we are really in this for. And I would say 99% of the people came on board and the leadership. I mean, you know.
Who that? Ashley Reynolds.
So I felt that was really good, and they pulled their weight, and we did, you know, I thought we did well from that perspective. So yeah, I mean, but the things I'm talking about are really, you know, how you counter certain tactics that are going to be deployed to kind of bring your people not to want to come out and vote or that sort of thing.
I hope it's not like intimidation.
You run a next campaign again and you lose. Would you still want to be in leadership of the PNP? Is that something that you would consider saying, okay, maybe it's time for me to step up?
I'm open to departure, you know. From my personal perspective, this is really not about me. You know, I'm really responding to the call of those around me who see that I have value to add or they think so. My style of leadership is conducive to bringing people together, and that the people feel a kind of trust and confidence that I'm not here to scrape, that I'm not here to enrich myself, but I'm really here to try and make life better for the people of the country. Now, if the time comes when that's no longer how I'm perceived, I'm not going to try and hold on. For, you know, it's not, as I said, it's really not about personal ambition of mine or anything. I'm 60 years old. You know, I don't believe in being old and grey and decrepit in the House of Parliament. I think, you know, must give young.
So, we want the people to get it clear, say, Mark Golding not really run down power. You understand what I deal with? Again, I try to tell you, look at the man life. The man comfortable, ladies and gentlemen. The man is very comfortable. You feel what I say? The man can just go home and go be with his wife and his grandpitney them. His people are pushing to be the leader of the People's National Party because they value him and them see what him can bring to the table. So I don't want to get it twisted. It's not like some man who run down power and hold on pan power. Right now in the Jamaica Labour Party, enough people want to see Bakan Jonas. They think it's tough to want to see Bakan Jonas so him can go to leader of the JLP. A be a bangarang over there, a be a fighter going over there. Them not united. Them not cohesive. Them not cohesive, you know. That may I try to show you. You have to understand these things. So the structure is there. The PNP them need to just learn from the same mistake, the mistake them they make in the last election. and just continue upon the momentum. All them need a 4 more seats, maintain the one them where they have. But me believe that them are going to get more than that, than the 4 more in the next election. And it could be next year, based off prophetic utterances. Next year will be the year when you're going to see another election coming up. This third term is going to be very short because people are going to get locked up. Paul Buchanan case still there quoting us. Paul Buchanan case still there quoting us. With Andrew Willis, you know. I don't know if you remember that, you know. Oh, so I can't stay there. Like you blind me off a board, but me I continue.
I think, must give youngsters a chance to emerge as well. So, yeah, I'm only going to be here for as long as I'm wanted. And when people feel I can deliver value. And perhaps more so than...
When you hear that, Jamaica, Mark Golding is ready to step aside so a younger person can take over the People's National Party. He's only going to be here as long as he's wanted. This is significant. You need to understand this. So from when you see him there, because they want him for there. The man is not hung up on power and need no power. Unlike the Jamaica Labour Party leader and his wife. They want to be in a power forever like them a dictator.
What else is on the table at the time. But once that paradigm changes, once that dynamic is different, I'm cool, man. I can do other things.
It seems as if like the fracture.
So Mark Golding would be okay with playing a role, not as the leader of the party, and still adding value, as long as that is what the party wants. People, the man now beg no position. The man comfortable. When it was interview, it was a 3 hour ago or 4 hour ago, then drop it. And it's on the fix. You can go check it out. Check it out on the fix. Alright? Yeah, man. Rosemary, good afternoon, good evening. How are you, darling?
In the party that was happening for so long, and you guys kind of resolved it. Like that was plaguing. You think that was plaguing your leadership in the party overall, like your position,
my personal position,
right?
Yeah, I think that when I became leader, I inherited some of the situation which had not been adequately addressed and resolved, and and then there are actors out there who feed on that and maybe are even motivated by inducements to your position, my personal position. Yeah, I think that when I became leader, I inherited some of the situation which had not been adequately addressed and resolved, and then there are actors out there who feed on that and maybe are even motivated by inducements to push certain narratives and things, which is very unpleasant. So I got a lot of lies being told about me and my personal issues around my family and my color, all kind of things. It was a very
wait, you were British. Well, this is citizenship. I mean, you're
I had 2 passports. Yeah.
I don't even know what to say. You renounced it, right?
I renounced that one. Yeah, I mean, and some people were saying I shouldn't have bothered to that. That was something I inherited from my dad because my dad was British, but he came here in the early 50s and he never left. And he's a man who did some very good work in this country, established what is now the Sir John Golding Rehab Center, Mona Rehab. And his whole life was building institutions, Hope Valley Experimental School. 2 of my colleagues went there. My dad was one of the founders of that school and thing.
Me, I personally, when I say Mark Golding should have never denounced him UK citizenship, because he's a man who rated his father, and his father was a great man in this country. He helped all the people. Sir John Golding. You understand? No, man. Sir John Golding, man. You understand? He's a man where definitely in still serve people right now with when left behind, and Mark Golding actually keeping legacy going in that same service entity there. You feel me I deal with? Him man help people who are disabled and most vulnerable. Him and his wife. That are the type of stock where the man come from. So but it feel a way when the Jamaican people, especially comrade them, push Mark Golding to doing that. You feel me I say? No joke. Careful how you say ice, people get nervous,
So I was born here, I grew up here, but I had, from I was little, my parents had got me a British passport, and I have I never really thought anything of this at the time, but then it became an issue, and although our constitution allows dual citizenship where it's a Commonwealth thing, which the UK is, I didn't want any of my colleagues who are maybe in close contests in a seat to suffer because our opponents were making a big deal out of this thing. So I said, here what, let's have a good leg of that, you know. So I went through that process and I got rid of that. So.
Yeah, because to many it felt like, you have a escape plan.
I understand that. So I forgot you the shit we have forgot you US embassy and all of that. But right now I
pay so much money for rejection.
Exactly. And I understood all of that, you know, so I gave it up. And now, you know, if I want to go to the UK, I have to go look at visa and thing.
Welcome.
Welcome. And in fact, the truth is, even when I had that passport, because I wasn't comfortable with traveling on it, because I was in politics, I was in public life, and I thought, you know, so I actually, for example, we visited the UK in 2022, I think it was, or 3, on a tour. We went to London and Birmingham, and I applied and got a visa in my Jamaican passport to travel on it. Yes, I haven't used that passport to travel, and I have a US visa in my Jamaican passport as well. So it was just there in the draw, you know. But it became this big issue, so I just said, heck, man, you know, and got rid of it. Yeah.
Young voters in particular are.
Yo, the man love Jamaica so much, the man just have the thing in his jar, brother. And I know nothing. You know what I mean? A simple little thing. And the man they make a big deal out of it. That's why them when I run them campaign pan, you know, the racism, you know, against Mark Golden in skin color. And also the fact that his father are British. And the Jamaican people them should be ashamed of themselves. Hey, me tell you something. Jamaican people will not go suffer for many things. Will not go suffer. You see Cuban doctor them will not go suffer for that. You see this thing with Mark Golden and his father will do so much for Jamaica and Jamaican people. And make the man denouncing own daddy will not go suffer for that too. Me I tell you that. On too ungrateful and unreasonable. And make you look idiot liberate them fool on. Yes, I said it, I'm gonna continue to say it. Bun who it want bun. If you know dead and one person when I tell Mark Golden say if you denounce him father, you know is evil and wicked, you know if you stop it. Look within yourself, do some introspection. Look at the context of the situation. Staff guard and big up yourself. Look at the context. Mark Golden was not doing anything illegal in being a member of the UK. At apartheid Commonwealth. At the UK run Jamaica. There was no disloyalty in him being a member of that community based off being father, being a citizen. Him never go to go get citizenship. I just because I'm father a citizen, I saw England run. You understand what I say? I just saw it go. Right? You have Michelle Charles where allegedly and appeared to be a citizen of America and she was an MP and now she's a councillor. And that don't feel look upon them people who have dual citizenship with the United. That is illegal. That is illegal. In case you never know, I'm not going to come pressure Mark Golden about sitting there. No, we just talk about the facts. We just talk about the facts. You cannot be a citizen of America and you are, you cannot be a citizen of America and you are running in elections to be a councillor or MP. It is illegal. When you say the internet kick you out, I don't know what's going on with the internet about me. I'm about to kick myself out right now. I'm about to end the live. Alright? So big up yourself later. People, the word is love. Make sure you watch the video. Then I have about 6 videos I show out today or 7. And I have 2 more to show out before the night done. Alright? God bless you on YouTube, BOLO V&R 2.0. God bless you on TikTok. You can run for councillor but not MP. But they were MP. Michelle Charles was an MP, remember? So I just try to show you, bro. I remember say, when him name Matty Samuda, we don't know if he denounced him citizenship yet. And him born in England. Him born in England. Mark Golden born in England. Mark Golden born in Jamaica. I just try to show you the hypocrisy. But anyway, God bless you and I'm out. Peace and blessings. Yeah? Later, it's son of